So CosmicBookNews.com has been making a lot of articles, specifically a lot of propaganda surrounding the return of the Snyderverse. And they've been doing this for several months now. You know, Zack Snyder posted something on his Instagram regarding the DCEU, and they basically make an article about it. So he's been posting, pictures of Superman, Henry Cavill, of Ben Affleck as Batman, Deathstroke. He's been posting all that, behind the scenes stuff. I made a short previously stating on how it's all just hype. There's no way that the Snyderverse is actually going to return. And that Snyder fans need to give up hope, because whether or not you liked Zack Snyder's movies or not ultimately doesn't matter, because all three of his movies that were related to the DCEU, again, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and his version of Justice League, all of them have mixed reviews in one way or another. I've stated that a lot of people like Man of Steel, and then there's others who don't like Man of Steel. Again, I'm one of those. I didn't think Man of Steel was anything spectacular. On the contrary, I thought Batman v Superman was an amazing movie. But I know a lot of people don't like Batman v Superman. And the dislike for BVS is pretty well known at this point. The Zack Snyder's director cut of Justice League was too long, in my opinion. It had good moments, but it also had a lot of unnecessary moments. Again, Martian Manhunter didn't need to be in the movie. He was just there. He looked cool, but he ultimately was just there, didn't really serve any purpose. And the whole nightmare futuristic scenario, rushing the main villain's storyline into, being heroes, essentially, seeing them be redeemed. Like, you see Deathstroke fighting with the Justice League, all right, or what's left of the Justice League, right? Batman, Cyborg, and Flash are what's left. And you see Deathstroke and even Joker with them. But you never saw Batman fight Joker within the DCEU. You never saw Deathstroke in action, fighting against the Justice League or Batman in a solo movie. You never saw any of that progression, but Zack Snyder already shows us an alliance between the hero and the villain before we see any initial confrontation, before we see them going head to head, like you're supposed to. So with all these issues in regards to Snyder and his DC movies that he's made so far, it's safe to say that Warner Brothers, did the right thing in starting over.